Hi, my name is Brendan. I'm with Pioneer Media, and today in this video we're going to be taking a good look at this guy, the DJI Mic 2. So let's get into it. So we just got these guys in. We have the DJI Mic 2, the two-person kit. We got the one transmitter, one receiver. We got the white transmitter, and we even got DJI's own lavalier mic. And this one kind of threw me for a loop, but it's super interesting. We're going to get into that. So in this video, we're not going to dive into every aspect and feature of this thing. That video would be way too long. I don't think anybody wants to sit here for an hour or two. But we are going to run through some of the most useful features and see how it possibly measures up to its direct competitor, the Rode Wireless Pro. So as we open this thing up, we see almost like an Inception type of idea. We have a case within a case. So we have the hard case that has the hardware, and we have a soft case that holds some cables and some wind muffs. What I like is that when you open this case up, everything turns on and you can actually see, it has a screen, you can see the status of both transmitters and the receiver. As opposed to the Rode Go, when you open that case up, you literally have to take out both transmitters and receiver to see what the status is of those. So I thought that was a little win for the DJI mic. But let's talk about the transmitters. Now I'm sure you already know that each of these transmitters record 32-bit flow internally, as well as transmitting wirelessly to the receiver. Now this does operate in the 2.4 gigahertz range, Wi-Fi range. Some people are not crazy about it, some people like it. DJI is advertising 820 feet line of sight, but of course, the more bodies you put between transmitter and receiver, the more problems you can have. Now it doesn't offer any time code or any variation or form of time code like its direct competitor, the Rode Wireless Pro. But yet, Rode Pro, it's not real time code, it's their version of time code. But if you're looking for time code, then of course you want to look at Deity and Tentacle Sync. Those are your time code masters. So now with the DJI Mic 2, they're advertising 18 hours. The way they get to 18 hours is that these guys last 6 hours and you put them back in the case, and the case has enough power in it to recharge it 2 more times. So that's how they get to their 18 hours. Now before we go any further, I want to take a little detour and talk about DJI's lavalier microphone. I was a little taken back. I was like, why is a drone manufacturer making a microphone? But I had to get some more information on it. But getting information from DJI was like pulling teeth. I was online with DJI for a number of hours. I went through various emails. I finally got on the phone with them for 3.5 hours. I still didn't get all the information until the other day. Now this little $39 lavalier microphone actually doesn't fall under their consumer product line. It actually falls under their enterprise department. And the enterprise department handles all their agricultural equipment, their heavy lifter drones, 3D mapping, industrial stuff. So if you want to talk to DJI about their lavalier microphone, you have to contact their enterprise department, not the usual DJI department. Now I was able to get a number of details regarding this lavalier microphone that they don't have online at all, but we had to contact their engineering department. But much like the Rode Lavalier 2, it's an omnidirectional capsule, which is nice. Now, the DJI mic has a sound pressure level, or SPL, of 120 decibels, which is higher than Rode's Lavalier 2, which is 106. As far as signal to noise ratio, it has 74 decibels, where the Lavalier 2 from Rode is 67. And then when it comes to dynamic range, it has 100 dB, as opposed to Rode's, which is 79. So I thought that was crazy that you have a Chinese drone manufacturer that creates a lav, and spec for spec, it is able to beat out Rode Lavalier 2, a company who prides itself on making microphones. And also as far as price, currently the Rode Lavalier 2 goes for $79, and this guy from DJI, $39. I was pretty impressed. Now it's pretty cool that these transmitters can connect via Bluetooth to your phone or your laptop. How does that work? Well, you hold down the little red record button for 3 seconds and the light will turn blue. It'll start to blink. That means it's ready to connect Bluetooth. Then you go to your phone or your laptop, you go to Bluetooth settings, and then you hold down the link button for 2 seconds, and it'll pop up. You can select it and you're connected. But be aware there will be some quality loss when doing it this way. It's better to use the included USB-C or Lightning adapter and plug it directly into the device. To get it back, you just go back to the little record button, little red one, you hold it down for 3 seconds, and it'll go back to being green. Looking at the transmitter, it's a little see-through or clear. You can see inside the unit, but it's also a bit shiny. So it might be a little bit distracting. I think most people are going to prefer the look of the OG DJI mic, which is what I'm currently using here. So here's a little side-by-side comparison between the two. But I think most people are going to prefer the original as far as looks. I do like that it's about half the size of the Rode Pro. I like that the receiver has the screen on the back, unlike Rode where it has the screen on the top. If you mount this in the camera and it's up high, you might have a problem seeing it with the Rode. But with DJI's, you can be at the back of the camera, you can see it, or you can turn it around, slide it in the hot shoe. And if you're vlogging and you're in front of the camera, you can see your screen, you can see your status and everything. Another thing I like about the transmitter for the DJI mic too is if you're using a white one and say you're shooting a wedding and you want to hide the white one in the bride's dress, through the receiver you go into the menus and you can turn the little LEDs off so they don't shine through the dress. So to do that, we're going to go into our menu, we're going to go to the transmitter settings, and then we're going to scroll over to where it has the LED indicator, and then you could turn it off. Also with the transmitter, I like that it has the magnet that you may be familiar with. Rode has a magnet, but it's a 2-piece set that one side you have to clip onto or fit onto the clip of the transmitter, and then the other piece is the magnet. So just more setup time, where this is just that simple. When it comes to offloading the files, these transmitters each have a USB-C port where you just plug it in to your computer. They pop up on your desktop like any hard drive, and you just drag off the files that you want. I do like what Rode did, where is you put your transmitters and receivers in its travel case, and you plug the case via USB-C into your computer, and then all the units show up and you can pull off what you want. So that's a nice little win for the Rode. When it comes to using the DJI Mic 2, it's pretty easy, intuitive, but looking at the screen, we have this nice new dial in here. You press it once, it covers the receiver. You could adjust your gain up, you could adjust it down to wherever you need. You press it again, and it toggles between each microphone. Let's talk about this new feature of noise canceling. There's 2 ways to do it. You could do it from the transmitter, where if you have it, you press the power button once, it vibrates, and you have your noise canceling on. Then you press it again, vibrates, and it turns it off. Or you could do it on the receiver. If you swipe from the bottom up, and all the way on the right, you have your little waveforms with the line through it, and that turns on your noise canceling, or you turn it off. It might be helpful for you if you're in noisy situations, cities or cars or anything like that. Of course, you could do it in your software, and you could do a lot more fine tuning in your software, such as Final Cut, Adobe Podcast, DaVinci, or whatever else you use. Whereas this is just one setting. It's on or off. Now, another new feature that the DJI Mic 2 has is it offers presets according to the camera that you're recording to. Now, every camera brand, and even within the brand, different models have different audio presets in them. So you tell the DJI Mic what camera and model you're using, and it'll optimize the presets for your specific camera. On our receiver, we're going to swipe down from the top. We're going to go into our receiver settings. I'm going to scroll over to the icon of the camera. It says recommended camera settings. So in there, we could choose our brand for shooting Sony, Canon, Nikon, Panasonic, Fuji, whatever. And then once we choose our brand, we could choose whatever model that we're recording to. And then it'll automatically adjust your preset here. It has the receiver at +9. Now to activate the 32-bit float option from the menu, you're going to swipe down from the top. You're going to go into your transmitter settings. You're just going to roll over to the 32-bit float recording option. Turn it on. And you'll see the 32BF in the top left-hand corner. So if you're recording, you don't want the talent to accidentally hit the button and have it stop recording on you, so you could lock it from the receiver and have full control from here. We go into our menus, we're gonna go to the transmitter settings, and then we're gonna scroll over to record stop lock, turn it on. It's that simple. Another helper is the auto record. So that when we turn these guys on, as soon as they power up, they just start recording. We don't have to worry about hitting record or forgetting to hit record. So to do that, if we go into our menu, we go to the transmitter settings, and then we scroll over to auto record, and we could turn that on. Now these two features are good when they're combined. The record stop lock as well as the auto record. So as soon as you power these things up, you take them out of the case, they start recording and the talent can't turn it off. Only you can stop recording from the receiver. Now to figure out storage, we go into our menus, we go into the transmitter settings, and then we scroll over to storage. So transmitter 1, we have 11.2 hours, transmitter 2, we have 11.2 hours. But we could select one, and then we just swipe in order to format the transmitter. If something happens and your mics and receivers are not linked and you want to relink them, it's just as easy as putting these guys back in the case, closing it, and then when you open it, they will communicate and it'll say linking. It's not doing it here because these are already linked with the receiver. But if they weren't, on the screen it would say linking, and then when it's done, you're back in business. Now to link these guys manually, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the menu, you're going to go into receiver settings, you're going to go all the way to the right to link device, and you'll hit link, you'll hit confirm, and then you're going to hold the link button for 2 seconds, and then on the screen it'll say that the transmitter is now linked. Here we have our one transmitter, one receiver unit, and then we have a lonely white transmitter. We can actually pair this up with the other set, so we have 2 transmitters to 1 receiver. How do we do that? We go into our menus, into receiver settings, we'll go all the way over to link, and we have 1 transmitter connected. We're going to hit link, we're going to confirm, and we're going to hold down the link button. And now we have 2 transmitters to 1 receiver. So 2 things that I think DJI Mic is missing. One has to do with its case. I like what Rode did, where with the Rode case, you just plug it in USB-C to your computer, and then both transmitters pop up on your desktop and you could pull off the files that you want. Whereas with the DJI mics, you got to plug them in each individually to pull your files. The second thing that I think DJI miss has to do with the combo with their Lav and transmitter, is that this Lav does not lock in. I like what Rode did, where their Lav, you screw it in and it locks in the transmitter. Now DJI did try a good design with this and making it an angle, a 90-degree angle, because with a 90-degree angle, it is more difficult for it to pull out, but it can still disconnect. So when comparing the DJI Mic 2 with something like the Rode Pro, either way, you're not going to be upset with either one of these units, whether you go DJI or you go Rode. So that's our review on the DJI Mic 2. Hope you enjoyed it. There's definitely a lot of features that should be able to make our life a lot easier. But let me know in the comments below how you plan on using this, or if you think another model or brand is better. Also, let us know what you think they could have done better. Until next time, be safe, take care.